What is good, guys? You know what it is. The Big Pisser here. We're going to do a fight analysis of my last fight. I was able to secure my second victory this weekend at Cage Wars 54 at Rivers Casino versus Drell Wicks via first round TKO. That makes me 2-0. I'm able to get out of those shin pads. It's still amateur, but I'm out of novice rules. And the next fight is for, you know what? For that belt. It's about time. The people want it. I want it. Everybody wants it but the current champ. And that's a matter for another day. But right now, we're going to go through this fight. I'm going to take you guys through my thought process, through my feelings, emotions, my mindset throughout the fight, what I was thinking at different points of the fight, and give you guys a closer look at what went down. With that being said, we are going to, here we go. We're on a Lions Den's Facebook page, my gym. We were able to win 2 fights this weekend. Me and my teammate Brandon Anderson. He was able to go out there and beat his opponent to the point where he couldn't even come back to the second round. So shout out to Brandon, shout out to me, shout out to the Den. We're officially on the map, and we're turning up and we're coming. We're undefeated in Cage Wars. A Lions Den fighter has never lost in Cage Wars. So you want a place to come train with the best at Lions Den Martial Arts. So I'm there, Brandon's there, Trent and Caleb's there. These are all fighters that people are ducking. You know what I mean? So you want to train with the best, come train with us. Shout out to Sticker Mule, shout out to Lions Den, shout out to Cage Wars, shout out to all the sponsors of the event that made it happen. Cage Wars, the premium amateur fighting promotion in upstate New York, in the country even. So before the fight kicks off and the intros kicked off, a lot of people who are watching it were telling me that they were talking about our fight throughout the night before, leading up to our fight. There's a lot of anticipation for the fight, as there always is with a big pisser fight, because I make it interesting, and that's what you got to do. Like, a lot of these fighters come out and they just want to fight and train. It's like, you got to make it interesting. We're at the end of the day, this is entertainment business. We're not just here to fight and train. We're here to entertain people and get them just as invested as we are as fighters. So
You want to talk about excitement, folks? But this next fight is Mothra versus Godzilla. I was at the weigh-ins last night. This is the fight I have been waiting for weeks.
For weeks, waiting for it.
All right.
Do we have bad blood amongst the fighters, amongst the gym? What do we got?
I'll go back.
Do we have bad blood amongst the fighters or the gyms?
Put a little bit of the backstory here. El Shaddai Van Hosen made a really big splash last card. He fought Mark Moses, knocked him out first round. Big, strong man, 300 pounds, excellent wrestling pedigree, coming out of Lions Den with the Svengalas. He's fighting Gerald Wicks out of Team Jucal. They're both 1-0. Definitely seems to be some bad blood. At the weigh-ins yesterday, El Shaddai gave the double middle finger right to his face during the weigh-ins. And again,
did I do that?
I don't know this young man well enough to know if it's part of the heel shtick or if he's just that guy. I don't really know. But I do know.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, you can think whatever you want. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to politic. I'm here to win fights, and I'm here to sell tickets. And that's what the Big Pisser does. He's not here to be buddy in the back and to, sword fight with these fighters. I'm here to make some noise. And that's what I'm going to do.
He's not afraid of some confrontation to get in his opponent's head. Yeah. So he got really heated. So people had to get in the middle of it. And even on the way out of the casino, El Shaddai really let Jarrell know, his disdain for him. Now,
disdain, I don't know. I don't know if I'll call it disdain. He was him and his people were saying, oh, you're all show. And so, I told them, like, I said, you know what? You're right. That was a show. But tomorrow, that's not a show. So I don't know about disdain, but
there's a storyline with this, though.
Well, I was going to ask you, is
Corey
there real,
Quintana
there's
is
history
the
here?
super heavyweight champion. Corey Quintana is Gerald Wicks' teammate. El Shaddai and Corey Quintana wrestled in the past together.
that's a fact.
And there's some unfinished business there. El Shaddai
That's also a fact.
wants Corey Quintana.
Yet again, another fact. The commentators are on point to this fight. They're really on point.
But El Shaddai needs to get out of novice rules to qualify for a super heavy belt. So the way to the championship right now is through Corey Quintana's teammate, Gerald Wicks.
That it is. And one thing, if you know me, one thing about me, nothing's going to stop me from getting to what I want.
So if he can get through Gerald Wicks, we be have a hell of a fight.
Well, now we know why there's a little extra juice for this one. And you felt that like it was real. Like there can be some intimidation tactics at weigh-ins, but did you feel real?
When you
something
stick
real
your two middle fingers into your opponent's face like that, that's just a sign of just disrespect.
Yep, I agree.
Man, call it what you want. I did what I did, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm not gonna, as long as it doesn't cause any problems for people, nothing happened. You know what I mean? I feel like they took it a little bit overboard. Took it a little out of hand, but nothing happened. And we got the people excited. We got them ready to see what happened.
Oh, so even if it's part of the shtick, I mean, he's making a statement.
And if I remember correctly, when we were here a couple of months ago, we did have El Shaddai on that card. He definitely made a statement that night after his victory. I'm going to take it over the division. Like, he had a very impactful post-fight interview, so he's been ready for this.
And he's a very, very stocky, husky, well-built, strong guy. When I saw him at weigh-ins, I was going to guess about 280, 285. Yeah. El Shaddai was 301 pounds. Now, Jared Wixon here in the blue.
Was I? I mean, look at me. You can tell. You can tell I wasn't. I don't know why they do that, but hey, it is what it is.
He's 360 pounds.
He is.
That's a whole shitload of man in that cage. So right now, for me, it's gonna be Ken.
I mean, right now, when just looking at Jarrell's entrance and like this warm up or whatever you want to call it, this setup to the beginning of the fight.
So right now,
He's moving back and forth. He's waddly. He's looking around. That's all signs of prey. That's prey behavior.
it's gonna be Ken.
You know what I mean? He's breathing heavy. He's taking it a little bit too seriously. I've been competing for a long time, and one thing I can tell you is that I've been competing on the biggest stages. So these moments aren't big to me. You see this guy right here? You see my mouse? See this little guy? This fan? Look at him, fanboying, watching the big pisser walk to the stage, like a little fan. You see him talking, John. It's easy to talk when your teammate has to take the fight. But what's funny about him talking is ever since I won the fight, he's been quiet. He hasn't talked. He hasn't talked back. It's like, what's the matter? Now that you have to step up to the plate, you don't want to talk anymore? When it was your teammate that had to fight me, oh yeah, you could talk. You could run your mouth all day. But now before the fight, you could run your mouth. You could run your mouth from the crowd. Now there's no other fight left but you and me, and you don't want to talk? It's funny.
Of the hands of El Shaddai in the first round.
We remember El Shaddai being very methodical, right? Very precise. I'm trying to remember back to his last fight.
He was vicious with his hands.
Vicious.
Throwing with bad intentions.
Listen, this is a fight. Like, some of these guys come out here and I notice they're like, it's like they're fighting like they're hitting mitts or like they're point fighting. I tell me and all my teammates, I say, bro, when you go into this ring, everything needs to be progressing towards a finish. Like, we're not trying to just score points. We're trying to put you out. We're trying to finish you. We're trying to get you out of there. So yeah, I throw everything with vicious intent. Yeah, I throw everything to finish the fight because I'm not here to just touch you and go and get through the fight. No, I'm here to finish you.
So if you're Jarrell Wicks, you just need to weather the storm, and this will come down to conditioning.
Utilize your jiu-jitsu.
These are some big boys.
The storm doesn't end.
El Shaddai has a great wrestling background, as we talked about. He wrestled super heavyweight champion Corey Quintana in the past. And really his sights are on Quintana. That's what he wants. So I wouldn't doubt
That's what the people want. Everybody wants that fight, not just me.
that if he
Everybody but one person. One person doesn't want that fight, and I think you guys can guess who it is.
beats Daryl right now, he calls Quintana out.
I don't have to call him out. I don't have to call him out anymore. The people are going to call him out. The promotion's going to call him out. His team's going to call him out. Why do I have to call him out? I already called him out.
There's something compelling about El Shaddai Van Hosen. I mean, he's got a lot of followers and social
It's the charisma.
media. He puts himself out there. He's interesting.
Yeah, he's a character. And that's
sure
why,
is.
it might
He's a
be part of his
character.
shtick. You don't know.
Well, I mean, listen, if you've got an interest.
Listen, when you train as hard as I do and you put in the work that I put in and you've been the places that I've been, it's natural. I'm not being out of care. I'm stating the facts of what I already know is going to happen. You know what I mean? They say I talk crazy, I talk a bunch of trash. I don't think I talk that crazy. I think I'm just saying the obvious of what I know to be true.
Interesting character and an interesting shtick, and you're putting your opponent to sleep.
Right here, man. I mean, this is one of my favorite parts of the fight. Like, I love this moment because when I come in, I just accept everything that goes with it. I accept the win, the loss, the whole process of it. It's a part of me, and you know, I'm starting to notice I'm getting more fan support. There was a little kid in the front row, and he was going crazy. He was cheering. It was like he was cheering for me like I was LeBron or Steph. And that little, once I seen him, I was like, there's no way I'm losing this fight. There's no way I'm losing this fight.
Star.
I'm just taking it all in. I'm just taking in all the energy, I'm just taking in the whole thing. You know what I mean? I'm in the moment right here. I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm just taking it all in. My people came out to see me. There's support in the crowd. I'm just, you know, doing me. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I love it. I'm saying I love it. I love it. I love all of it. I love this.
I watched him one time. El Shaddai Van Hosen feels like the kind of guy people might pay to watch.
You're right. It's nothing about feeling like I'm the kind of guy. I am the kind of guy that people want to come watch fight. I am the guy that people are coming to watch fight.
I agree, and it's not often that Gerald Wicks has an opponent who has at least as many fans.
More fans.
This is gonna be exciting. Don't blink, right?
You see, they brought the extra staff out. Listen, we turning it up. At the end of the day, we stirring the pot. We turning it up. We making it lit.
This could be.
Don't hate, appreciate.
No, do not. You know what? You can see almost El Shaddai is almost like getting into being the villain, and some guys really love that role.
Hey, it's either you die here or live long enough for you to see yourself become the villain. Somebody's got to be the bad guy, right?
And I don't know this, but I think this is more or less. Listen, when this fight is over, that's it. Like you go back to your corners, and that's the end of it. Like none of this extracurricular.
No, I don't know about that. El Shaddai seems like that guy.
No, but I think.
Do I really seem like that guy though? Like, be honest with me. Do I seem like that guy? I don't know. I don't feel like that type of guy, but yeah,
That's what the instruction was.
it is what it is.
I think
So off press, now that we're getting into the actual fight, off press, in my training camp, I knew Jarrell was a big guy, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't really know how big he actually was, you know what I mean? I didn't really understand. He's a big, tall, wide guy, just big in every way. I mean, I was prepared for that though, you know, I'm light on my feet, I'm moving around, I've been picking angles, so it's like, off press, I didn't really know what his energy was gonna be or what his mood was gonna be, but I know what I wanted. I know I wanted ankles, and I know I didn't want to fight him head on. I wanted to fight him half of his body at a time. So, you know, I open up, I'm moving around, I'm letting them know, like, man, this is not gonna be no brawl, no dog fight. I'm coming at you intelligently and from different angles.
El Shaddai Van Hosen very compelling.
So off press, I'm lead hand, you know what I mean? I know people think, you know, they seen that last fight, they seen that big right hand knockout. You know, I know that they were probably watching that, probably watching for that. But, you know, I'm not a limited fighter. You know, I come out in southpaw, and I'm, you know, controlling his lead hand, and boom, and I'm looking for the teeps. I'm looking for the teep to the gut to A, keep that space, and B, punish him for trying to close that space. And, you know, and beat him to the punch. Like I said, he's a big, tall guy. He's long. He's got long arms. So I'm not really trying to, I'm not trying to get hit by a 360-pound man. Like, that's just that.
Because he's too heavy hands to walk back into the cage and be cornered into the cage and be punched.
So here I'm mixing it up. I'm throwing teeps. I'm throwing feint teeps. I'm throwing punches. I'm mixing it up. I'm having them guess where that attack's coming from. Like, you know, I'm not telling it. I'm not giving no reads. You're gonna have to guess where that it's coming. Low, high, down the middle, to the side.
So this is where you're right. You need to have a different weight class because the speed is just. I mean, you're talking about carrying an extra 50 pounds.
But Van Hosen doing a nice.
See there, I tried to hit him with an outside punch. See how he would react. He reacted really good actually. He moved. He got his guard up, and he answered it back.
You need to have a different weight class because the speed is just.
That was a good defense by him. That was good defense. Part of strategy is being able to adapt. So I instantly read that and I changed my whole, my whole strategy.
Switching his stances.
I started going to the outside leg kicks. So what I did was I cut his body in half and I went to that outside lead leg. Tear that up.
Good skill set.
What's the weight difference? Could you estimate?
It's
There I just, bounced, fainted, got him guessing. Just when he thought he would hit me, I knew he was gonna throw these big looping punches the whole fight. So I knew that if I was coming straight down the middle with my teeps and my punches, I knew I was always gonna beat him to the punch. So that's basically what I did there.
switching his stances, throwing those low kicks.
And whenever I hit him with them low kicks or whenever I hit him with something, I made sure to get out. Like I said, I'm not trying to get hit by a 360-pound man by any means. So every time you see me land a good strike, usually, and I still keep my eyes on him because if he sends one of them big looping strikes, I'm gonna be gone like the wind.
This young man has a good skill set.
What's the weight difference? Could you estimate?
Boom, that cross lands. That right cross lands.
301 for 360.
Boom, I got him thinking. I hit him with the teep. I'm keeping him thinking with the teep. I'm keeping him pressed against the cage. Honestly, if he didn't put himself up against the cage, he would have had a lot better fight because him putting himself up against that cage just gave me everything I needed. I didn't have anything to worry about. He couldn't back up from none of my strikes because the cage is there. So I knew that all my strikes were going to land with full force because he can't back out of it. And I have the whole cage to be able to back up from his strikes and pressure him back against the cage.
Well, because again,
Boom, teep, follow with the punch.
it doesn't look like he's 300 pounds.
Boom, hit him with a power shot there. Because, he was on his back foot. He was covering up. It was there. Boom,
Because again, El Shaddai doesn't look like he's 300
boom,
pounds.
boom, power shot. I get the opening up. On him. But I seen this coming. This big looping punch, like I said. He didn't change his strategy from the Mark fight. And I was telling his whole camp, those big looping punches are not going to hit me. There's no way. And I just easily dodge it. I seen it coming from a mile away.
301 for 360.
I think that teep down the middle, I think he tried to play it like I kicked him low below the belt. But I really kicked him in his leg. I kicked him in his leg and his stomach.
What's the weight difference? Could you estimate?
It's
Watch it. Here it comes right here.
301 for 360.
Bing. I kicked him in his front thigh. He tried to act like that was to the groin, but it wasn't.
Well, because again,
That sent one to his stomach.
looks like he's 300 pounds.
Open up. Here comes the punch. I see it. Ooh. He really loaded up on it. He loaded up, and I seen it. It was a tell.
Well, because again, El Shaddai doesn't look like he's 300 pounds.
He loaded up on it right here. I seen it coming. Gave him 3 or 4 more. Teep. Just keeping pressure on him. Keeping him up against that cage. Making him pay for all his mistakes. Here, I'm leading the dance. Like, you can tell, he don't train to finish fights. Because just look.
This boy's got
I'm controlling his lead hand. I'm controlling his lead hands, and he's acting like we're hitting mitts. You know what I mean? Watch. Look at him.
That was powerful.
Look at him. He's acting like we're hitting mitts. I'm not hitting mitts. I'm punching faces. Look at him.
El Shaddai doesn't look like he's 300 pounds.
Look right here.
Heavy hands.
Look, I'm not hitting mitts.
Wow, that was
All my strikes have intent to them. Look, right there.
backed El Shaddai.
Boom. Sneak that in.
Feeling the heavy hands.
It's like he's hitting mitts. Look, he punched at my hand like he's hitting mitts. Like, this ain't mitts, bro. This is a fight.
Wow, that was powerful.
This ain't mitts, bro. He's hitting my hand.
And Gerald Wicks is feeling the heavy hands of El Shaddai right now.
And if you want to do that, I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that and make you pay. That was a good low kick, actually.
Those kicks though, because
Those low kicks had me thinking when he was hitting them. I was like, I'll watch for those. But it didn't really have no power behind it, and he didn't follow up with it, so there was really no consequence for him.
You know, Wicks is
gotta be careful throwing those kicks though. Because,
Boom, that teep to the gut hurt.
you know, and again, if I'm Terrell's corner,
Kick,
I'm saying,
leg kick. At this point, I could feel his will breaking. I could feel his will shatter. I knew that if I just poured it on him here, he was gonna quit. I could just feel his. He just knew he couldn't hit me. He knew he was outclassed. I just felt his will breaking. It's something that you gain. It's a sense you really gain as a wrestler. You can really tell when your opponent's will is breaking.
Wicks is
That's where he was.
gotta be careful throwing those kicks though, because he saying get off cage.
Who? You're talking about Wicks will follow?
No, El Shaddai.
Okay.
Boom.
If I'm Gerald's
That's the
corner, I'm saying,
one.
get off
That
cage.
one rung his bell. That left right there rung his bell, and he was done. He quit.
If I'm Gerald's corner, I'm saying
He quit, honestly.
get off cage.
Who? You're talking about Wicks will follow?
No, El Shaddai.
Okay.
If I'm Gerald's corner, I'm saying get off
hurt him.
cage.
I don't know if he was tired. I don't know what, but he quit after that left hit him. I think that was the final one he needed.
You know, and again, if I'm Gerald's corner, I'm saying get off cage.
Who? You're talking about Wicks will follow?
No, El Shaddai.
Okay.
Boom.
If I'm Gerald's corner, I'm saying get
Boom.
off
Hurt him. That's
cage.
it. It's over.
But I don't just let you quit. I'm not gonna quit till it's over.
That's the end of that. He hit him with one shot.
And you know what comes next.
He said no more. Wow.
You know what comes next. You know what we want.
You see him calling out Corey Quintana already.
You know what we want. You know what we want.
He just pointed
It's that time.
Quintana and called him in.
It's that time. The belt's coming home. It's coming to where it belongs.
I'm telling you right now,
You gotta pose for the cameraman.
together so well. He is kinetically linking his muscles to the point where he is just delivering the force and the physics to his opponent.
He does it. He's emotionless. It looks easy to him.
This is the effect you get when you train properly. Like, to me, this is nothing to be excited about. This outcome is to be expected. This is what I expect to happen. I don't, I visualize this. I see this before it happens. This is not new to me. It might be new to them. It's not new to me. I knew this was going to happen, and I know what's going to happen in the next fight. So why would I be excited on a outcome that's already predetermined? I won the fight for 2 months. I didn't just win the fight that night. I won them fight for every day for 2 months.
This will be good to watch this replay because it was the one shot and that was it.
You know,
Bang.
And the announcers get it right here.
you know, it really, I think it was an accumulation of
It hasn't happened.
He gets it right. It was an accumulation. I broke his will. That wasn't a technical knock. I broke his will. I broke his spirit. I took his soul. You know what I mean? He realized he was up against a bottomless pit. He knew it was either call it quits there or this was coming for 9 more minutes, 8 more minutes.
Yeah, you'll know what happened.
but I'm saying, like, it accumulates. Yeah.
And another thing that I think I missed earlier is my distance control. Even though he was up against the cage, I did a really good. People might say, "Oh, why didn't he just rush in?" Because look, he tried to rush in. Look,
But I'm saying, like,
he tried to rush in right here. See? But you see, I hop back. If he would have took another step, that would have been a cross right down his throat. And he knew that. He knew that.
again, doing a nice job with those teams. You know, I don't think Gerald expected that.
See, I think another major story to this fight is there's a difference between fighters and people who train and then fight. He fights like somebody who trains, which is good for a lot of people. But there's no intent, there's no spirit behind his strikes. It's like I said, it was like he was hitting mitts. He was hitting me like he was hitting mitts. You know what I mean? There's no fire behind it.
He said, nope, I'm done. Look, if he does, he almost puts it up like.
That's enough.
Listen, coming into a fight tired is inexcusable. There's one thing you can control, and it's cardio. If you don't have your cardio up, you really shouldn't be in there. I don't feel bad.
This young man has heavy hands. He is going to be a problem for anybody.
For anybody. They didn't let me do a post-fight interview. I think it's because last time I turned up a little too much. I mean, I might have ruffled a few feathers, pissed a couple people off. But hey, you ain't going to get to where you want to go unless you're willing to piss a couple people off, so.
We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvey.
And now let's give a round of applause for these two great fighters in our super heavyweight division, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, y'all know the winner.
1 minute 14 TKO, El Shaddai Van Hoosen.
The big pisser, baby. You hear him? I'm going to be fighting for the title. They know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. I'm going to be fighting for the title. The champ. Where you at, champ? Everybody's saying it. Everybody. Even your people, your supporters. They know. It's time. It's time. You can't run anymore.
Problem for anybody that deals with it.
Did you expect more from Jarrell Wicks, or is that a testament to El Shaddai?
No, I think it's a testament to El Shaddai. It's a stylistic matchup. You know,
Can't take nothing away from Jarrell. Get my coaches in there, man.
Do you think
Get the coaches in there. Get Tom and Trent up in there. Putting in that work. Yeah. I mean, you know, the sport's about progressing, advancing.
We saw a convincing win, but we also saw both that, didn't spill over.
We did, but we also saw him point directly at that cage and then make the motion around his waist because he wants Corey Quintana to.
You know what's next.
I did not see Corey Quintana's reaction.
No, neither did I.
You don't need to.
The crowd. But my point was, you could tell that was where El Shaddai's mind was this whole time.
I mean, is it too early to even consider that?
No.
Fight
No, this is the next fight.
So if you had to handicap that fight based upon what we've seen, it's a small sample, obviously, for El Shaddai Van Hosen, but we have to like what we've seen.
I really do, and I've not seen a ton of Corey's hands yet, so I don't know how they compare to El Shaddai's. I know the wrestling is very similar. You know, I mean, the momentum right now is on El Shaddai's side. He's competed much more recently. Either way, that's going to be fireworks. And really, with that extra bad blood and the extra.
Man, listen, you know the deal. The big pisser, that's the fight analysis, man. We came out, we saw, we conquered. We did what we were supposed to do. We put in the work that we were supposed to put in. And we all know what's next. January 20th. Champ. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run anymore. It's time to face the music. You can't hide from me anymore. I know you were wishing your teammate took care of your business. But he couldn't do it. He just couldn't stack up. Now you have to come. You have to come. You have to pay for all that talk you did. All that talk you did leading up, hoping and praying your teammate would take care of it for you. Now you have to pay up. Now you have to own up. Now you have to man up. All that talk about being double champ, of what you're going to do. You're going to defend it against so-and-so and such. Everybody but me. Then you're going to go down and you're going to get that belt. Fight everybody but me. That's done. That's done. I'm standing between you and that little dream you had, that little vision you had, that little double champ thing. And if you keep playing with me, I might go do it myself. January 20th, man. Meet me in the cage. Don't run. Don't hide. Face the music. It's time.
Cause when I see it's over. Man, I hate being sober. I'm doing the dash, I ain't pulling over. Niggas be outside loafing, it couldn't be me cause I stay on my toaster. And I hit the tide exposed, I woke as a bitch like I don't even know her. Me and bro, that one that we